Classes for whom?
For teachers.
Why teachers needed motivation classes? Any idea? Do we need motivation classes?
Yes, sir.
Why teachers need?
We need to groom our
First of all, as per the National Education Policy, 50 hours. It means how many hours? 50 hours every teacher need to be trained. That's very important. Whether the training by the resource person, whether the training in-house, whether the training you went somewhere, but training is mandatory for every one of you. That's the reason many of the teacher will be enrolled. There are so many platforms. They themselves only will enroll for the CBSE training session. And training session doesn't mean that only related to your subject. There are so many pedagogy which the teachers are attending the training and all. So it's a very high important for us, especially in our country, India, where the first who should be groomed, we teachers should be groomed. And that also why we should be groomed. Technology has changed a lot. When we are talking about the technology, it means for whom the technology right now we are using, especially for our students. Now think of when we talk like our country, India. Okay? So how many of us we know everything about the technology? Do we know? No. And we are just trying to handle these generation. So it means, okay, if we are not expert in the technology, which area we need to be very expert? Where we can make difference. Where we can make difference as a teacher. Now if I'll ask you all, just close your eyes at least for the 10 seconds. Every one of you close your eyes for the 10 seconds. And just think of, touch your heart, no need to tell me the answer and all. At least 3 students should come in your mind who calls you, not from the school or anywhere, who calls you, who miss you, and who waits when you will talk to that child and all, to that student and all. Is coming in your mind or not? 3 students. Open your eyes. Answer keep with you all. I don't want anyone's answer. So here means what? Did we touch any child's heart? So first of all, for any teacher, it comes in our country, India, for every teacher, whether we are activity teachers, whether we are subject teachers, whether we are principal, lecturer, anyone, are we touching the heart of the student or not? Did I get connect with my student or not? When it will happen? The first important thing in our country, when we take maximum why ladies are here as a teacher. We don't have the, what is a talk everywhere. When we don't have any work, we will become a teacher. And recently also one of my video I have shared, in any other country, when we talk about education is very good. Why the education is very good? Highly qualified person is a teacher, whether Prime Minister, whether anyone will salute them. They have to take the appointment of the teacher. Here, no one knows in the society also whether we are the teacher or not. So, who made this teaching system in our country, India, one of the worst? We should not blame anyone else. Let us just own that. Okay, we became the teacher since past 30, 40 years, it's becoming a disaster. Because we are not understanding. We became the teacher because we were not having any option and now. And we thought, let me to support my husband and my family, I should get some extra money. Do you feel that this is our passion? When you became the teacher, okay, by default we became the teacher or we came into the education system. But it should be right now what? Your passion. If suppose you are an art and craft teacher, it should goes always in your mind how many of my students have learned painting like this way, crafting like this way. When they are walking here and there, have they made something or not? You should think. You are a math teacher, you should think like that way. How many of my students, being a math teacher, I train my students to use the formula in their daily life and they are coming next day with some real life example. If I am an English teacher, how many of students have written some good poem for me? Because I am such a good narrator, storyteller, they must be have written so good poems and all, no? At least, whether in Hindi, whether in the English, whether in Telugu. If you are a social teacher, EVS teacher, you should think that how many of your students went in the kitchen or the garden to do the experiment, then only we can say we are a passionate teacher. That's what the India has to work right now, not the students should work. Students these days, they are getting lot of information. If they won't come to the school also, that's the reason many parents used to say they will get knowledge very well. That's correct. YouTube is there, so many good teachers and all, they are giving the best training. So why the teachers is a very tough challenge for the teachers to match with this 21st century students. So now we are very lucky, we are dealing with the 21st century students. But what is the first thing which we all have to take? Passionate. Are we passionate? If you are passionate, automatically 3 E's will come. E for elephant. Since ages elephant only is coming E for. No other alligator and all are sleeping. So E for the first thing, when you are passionate, automatically what will come? Empathy will come. The time you enter in the class, you are passionate. You will think that if I have the 30 students, how my connection with them? The time you are thinking about 30 students' feelings and connection, you are empathetic. Correct or not? So then you are empathetic. What you will do? You will plan your day very well. When you are planning your day very well, you will design your lesson plan very well. The time you design your lesson plan very well, you will bring the important necessary item according to that to showcase. Because every time video is not good, no? Because video is not giving any hands-on activity. Are we giving when they are not involved, when they are not talking, when they are not coming front? Is it giving any platform for them? Nothing. So it means when a teacher is passionate, she is empathetic. When she is empathetic, then what will happen? That teacher will design the day so well so that whole day the child will be getting connected with that particular teacher. So got here, these two things are very beautifully interconnected. Then the second thing is, third thing is what come? Second means E. Any idea? Any idea? Any idea? Passion हो गया, empathy हो गया. Then what is? I am a teacher, I will come, I will tell to you all. Do like this way, write like this way. You should not stand, you should not sit. If every time I am giving the order, will you all feel happy? What does student need? Now you all imagine you all are the student. What you need? I should give encouragement of what? Choices. I know in my class, every students are not topper, every students are not active. I should give the choices to them in which level they should learn, which area they should learn. Because we cannot assess the child. If the child is orally good, they are the topper. In the writing only they are good, they are the topper. No, every child is different. So here, encourage the choices in the class. Some students will raise the hand and will give the answer. If I am a teacher, I thought I have to take the assessment. It will take minimum 20 to 25 minutes. You know that for the assessing the class. How? Not only with the class Sati with the remote control. No, it's only one of the assessment. I have to make 5 groups. Then only I identify who is raising the hand in one group. Another activity I have to ask, please draw something what you understood. So they are some hidden naturalistic painters and artists. They will draw whatever the expression they have. Then the third type of people who are very genius, who will write all the question answers. That type of activity I have to do. Then few of the students will come as a drama and to do the role play. So understand here, when you are doing the assessment in the class, what are the parameters you are keeping? Whether the 30 students got the choices or not, where we have to identify my chapter and my lesson has been explained well or not. Can we understand what is a minimum encouragement? Not only to, okay, 3 students gave the answer, clap for them, give the chocolate, done. What about the remaining 27 students? Did we do the justice with them? Might be they wanted to give the answer in a different way. That choices we did not create in the class. So here, who has to be groomed more? Think of now. I should understand. Same example I will take. Dronacharya, because I'm encouraging Mahabharata here. The only simple, this story we all know that. If you go with this story, the Dronacharya, what he has done, 5 Pandavas, but he gave for everyone different challenge or not. Everyone did not become the great archer, not like Arjun. It means everyone's skill was different. But he can't say that only Arjun only is the best. Can he say that? No. The same way we need to identify in our class also, a lot of Pandavas are sitting, not only the Arjun is sitting. The simple thing is that identify the skill of every child who is sitting in front of you. So what is the third thing? Encouragement of choices. And now the fourth, which is the third E, which is very important. Anyone can tell me? Empathy, encouragement. Think of English teacher. Anything? What we do generally, as a teacher, what you want? End of the year, what you need and what the parents want? Expectations. Correct or not? As a teacher, you expect your child, student should get some good marks, otherwise parents will come to the CPM and all. Parents will have some expectation. It means what? When you enter in the class, you should tell about your goal, your expectation of the class for the learning what you want from the student. I am a teacher. When I am leaving right in the class, I should make sure that when I leave, you all need to understand why we are the teacher and what we are supposed to do. This is my expectation. When I am teaching the subject fraction, supposed to be in the math. When I am taking a poem in Hindi. When I am taking generation topic in the science. My expectation very be clear. When I leave the class, my student should learn what? Your expectation, that should be there on the board. This is my expectation. Then only the child will understand. Students will understand. Na? This is what my teacher wants from me now today when she is leaving. But generally what happened? We came, we think today, what is that? Achha, this chapter I did not complete. You write and all. Open the book, open the book. Now we all will be going on the round and all. Am I lying here? Otherwise, there are so many experienced teachers and sages they are teaching. They I know this subject, what is that? I'll play some video and all that stuff. Same thing we need to understand. Only the one thing only take we all, many of us will go with the back pain. Correct? Why do we, every time we are going to the hospital, then we can take the tablets? No, we know that. Every time when you face any problem, severe, you know that you have the only back pain. But then also we'll go for doctor to meet. Why? Anything else will be giving. Might be the way the doctor next time will check you in a different way. If the doctor will go in the same way, what will happen? The doctor can cure your problem? No, cannot. So same way, a teacher need to identify, might be you are teaching that particular chapter since ages, but every time, who should be new? A teacher should be new for the student. Same face, but the style of teaching is always new for a child. Then the child will be very excited. No? For me, if someone asks me, what do you mean by teacher? Teach. Teach what? Teach the change. Very important. Teacher means we are the people who can bring the change in this country to this world. For that, who should be the first change? What are the 4 things we all understood? Play that video. What are the 4 things? Passion, empathy, encourage, expectation, and 5th thing is teacher. Teacher means change. What change? When your student is changing, it means that time you change. So please understand, it's very important for us, the country like India, where we have to focus more and more in the grooming of the student, because they are in our hand. We are making the future. It's not that only 8 periods. These 8 periods will change their entire life if we are not doing the justice. Please understand. You are not taking the class for the management. You are not taking the class for any school and all. You are not taking the class for anyone. You are making our country. For that, so much of responsibility is there or not? How morning you should come, think of, and how you should go with a lot of satisfaction. Today I taught so many words. Today my students learn so many experiments. Today my students did. That is what that satisfaction should be there on our face when we leave the campus. That's what the 21st century teachers and the education system has to be. Because these students, as I said, they are getting all the information. I request you all to watch this and understand what is it. And just play that. Might be many of you have seen, but then also will watch. Did you all understand this? The story of a eagle. How many years lived?
7.
Is it possible for eagle to live for the 70 years if you won't go with the process of the change? Anyone understand if they are highly successful, if they are doing great thing in their life, they went with lot of pain of change. We don't want to change and we are thinking something great will happen and we will do for anyone. It cannot possible. So God has already given lot of example around us. So as a teacher now you think of we should have an open mind or fixed mindset. Open mind. For the open mind what we need? Change. Accept. Now the time for me to change. I also should be the example like the eagle did. This is one of the only tiny example in this universe. If you take thousands of the example around us only, we can understand with whether you take the butterfly, anything you check. Everywhere is God is saying you have to do what? Change, change, change. If you wanted to be the better person. So here that's the reason it's very important for every teacher. If we want the country has to change, the world has to change, the student should change. Who should first take this change responsibility? We as a teacher. Did we change our routine? Did we adapt any new skill and all? Did we do anything say today like sir has done from PV transfer, correct? Before you were aware about that? So from where I am learning all these things. I distribute, delegate my work, do this, but at least I know little bit every work. Little bit at least, not so expert, but I will do. Why? It's needed for me. It's too much needed for me. It looks very good when I assign some work, they'll think that okay, madam also knows this work also. If I can just deny it, why it's needed for me? Change first applies when we comes within. That's very important for every one of us. Please accept that when tomorrow morning, it's my request to every one of us, let us to start accepting that teacher in our country has to be groomed to the next level. Why? The reason is, we all are handing home our country. Tomorrow after 10 years, the India is still developing country to whom again the people will blame? Education system of our country. And who is handling the education system? We teachers. Prime Minister CM is not coming the class to teach now. Who is going? Teachers are going. So let us to feel very proud, at least after 10 years, at least we should give maximum excellent students to this country who has to take to the next level. And we will feel very proud. At least we as a teacher made our country developed country. Do you all agree for that? So at least can we start little bit change of our routine and all? Planning of the day, not wasting a responsibility. First of all, being a teacher, please take the responsibility. Don't wait for the others that they will come and they will take that class. If you feel that class is empty, go ahead and take the class. Why we should wait for anyone's order and all? At least enjoy with the students. So this is that connection is very important. If we are taking, why we are taking still in 21st century also the example of all those teachers? Chanakya, Jesus Christ, Krishna. Why? Don't we feel that we have to take, we need teachers. Badly we are in need of the teachers so that after 100 years, many of your name also should be there in some book. How many of you want that name? Or okay, no, by mistake I became the teacher, let me, I am happy with that. How many of that? I'm fixed mind. Hey, teacher by mistake only. Okay, I'll resign and all. I'm happy for that. I will be at home. So just understand, this is a very that concern we all have to take to make this country to feel very proud, and that country is in your hand, in our hand, including me. I'm talking. So I see this is my humble request to every one of us. Tomorrow mornings when we come here, let us to come with big smile, carry the smile, how they come, how they stand. Let us to start touching that student's heart. That's very, very, very. I know that this generation also is over smart, but we also can become the over smart teachers not to handle them. They are over smart, we are also very over smart to handle. So that teacher we all have to become. So that's my request to you all. At least we will just work on this 5 parameter: passion, empathy, encouragement of choices, expectations, expectation of your goal. Of whose goal? Last teacher. And who is the teacher? Like eagle. Okay? Thank you, and let us just work on the other things.